freedom of speech, like I said, it is on paper, we have it, obviously, but it is no longer being observed and lived. For example, in Germany, you get visits from the police now early in the morning, like at 6 a.m. Now we have this joke going. You always should have your bathrobe ready, right? Simply because like one pensioner, he called the Minister of Economics, Robert Habeck, a moron. Right? He didn't even write he's a moron. He just used like a meme, right? So yeah, and he was prosecuted for it, I mean, it's insane. If people get prosecuted for criticizing government, which is one of the core elements of every democracy, you need to be able to scrutinize and, of course, criticize your government. If that is being criminalized, then we have a problem. Then we are no longer in democracy. And the infrastructure you're talking about, they're implementing exactly that. So they will be able to sort out the dissidents. And where have we seen that before? We have seen that in Soviet communism. We have seen that in GDR. There was the Soviet-controlled part of Germany, right? They had the Stasi. And the only thing why the GDR actually failed, the state failed, because the Stasi, they literally suffocated from all the information they had gathered on the citizens, and they didn't have the manpower to work through all of the information. But given the technological means nowadays, computers, AI, it would be nothing. A state would literally know every single detail about every single citizen. And this is really the scary part here. If you live in a democracy, the citizens have a right to know everything about the government. In a tyranny, however, the government knows everything about the citizen. And that's the huge difference. And we are well on our way to sliding up into a totalitarian regime. And there is so many indications for just that. You already mentioned a few. The censorship on social media. Now Ursula von der Leyen is coming up with you need ID to access social media. There is so many examples, right? I really have to say, I was not afraid of COVID. I really wasn't. I was afraid of my government and what they were capable of doing. And they have shown their colors, especially during COVID. Threatening people with their livelihoods. You won't have a job if you don't get the jab. You can't ride the bus, literally isolating them. That's how you erect a totalitarian regime. And that's what they're set out to do.